Hello, everybody, welcome. It was just like investigated hell, huh? Everybody, welcome. Those is like investigated. So, guys, there's a lot to discuss today. We're getting started with what's going on with the SNAP benefits and what is the Supreme Court doing about it. Let's do the protection. I'd like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I fill my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that it create the good and all the good, and so it is. Okay? All right. So let me just go to the news here to read it out for everybody because it's so this is something that popped up on my feed. And so there was the government shutdown, right? And the SNAP benefits ran out for a lot of people on November 1st. A lot of states stepped in to prevent that from happening, and a lot of people are still not getting it. Most people, I think, the large majority of people. Then there was an order. Let's see here. Okay, so let's read it here. So President Donald Trump's administration this is the latest development, right? So President Donald Trump's administration is demanding states undo full SNAP benefits paid out under judges' orders last week. Now that the U.S. Supreme Court has stayed those rulings, marking the latest swing in a seesawing legal battle over the anti-hunger program used by 42 million Americans. The demand from the U.S. Department of Agriculture came as more than 24 states warned of catastrophic operational disruptions if the Trump administration does not reimburse them for those SNAP benefits they authorized before the Supreme Court's stay. Nonprofits and Democratic attorneys general sued to force the Trump administration to maintain the program in November. They won the favorable rulings last week, leading to the swift release to benefits to millions in several states. But even before it won a stay on those rulings through an appeal to the Supreme Court on Friday night, the Trump administration balked at reimbursing states for the initial round of SNAP payments. Wisconsin, for example, loaded benefits onto cards for 700,000 residents. But after the U.S. Treasury froze its reimbursements to the states, it anticipates running out of money by Monday, Democratic Governor Tony Evers' administration warned in a lengthy statement on Sunday. So it's, it is what it is, right? The situation out. Just to explain further, because it is not clear what it means, the stay. So Supreme Court Justice temporarily pauses order. That's what a stay means, right? So it's confusing because the stay, I think, is a legal term. And it really is a like it's confusing because essentially they're pausing it so they can rule this is how they do it. It's not right, right? Because it's something so urgent, but that's what happened. Supreme Court Justice, and I get an image of Kamala saying the system is broken, right? Exactly. So they pause the order. So again, the judges said you have to keep funding the SNAP benefits, but then the Supreme Court paused it because this is what they do while they rule on something. Okay. So a Supreme Court justice has temporarily paused a lower court's ruling requiring the Trump administration to fully fund the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program for the month of November by the end of day Friday. In an order late Friday night, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson said the pause will remain in effect until the first U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals issues a judgment on the matter. Jackson's order did not refer the matter to the full court. Earlier Friday, the Court of Appeals denied a request by the Trump administration for an administrative stay, pausing the order to fully fund SNAP. Okay. As the court battle played out through the day Friday, at least 9 states had already begun issuing SNAP benefits under the direction of the federal agency that operates SNAP. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, which operates SNAP, told states Friday afternoon that it was working toward paying full November SNAP benefits. Okay, a group of local governments and nonprofits urged the Court of Appeals to keep in place an order requiring the Trump administration to fully pay for November's SNAP benefits during the ongoing government shutdown. So, guys, the thing is, so they're waiting on the circuit court. So it's it's like the fact is this administration here is it's like the cruelty, like this is a famous quote by now. A lot of people say cruelty is the point, right? They're going above and beyond to try to stop people from receiving SNAP benefits. And as you know, it's not like new people or something. It's people that have been receiving these benefits consistently. And we know the cost of food is extremely high. And so there's people literally starving while they're, doing whatever it is that they're doing, enriching themselves, giving money to Argentina, whatever. So I'm actually shuffling the cards here too as I read this to you. So let me ask here, what is going to happen is because it's like the drama they created to prevent people from receiving food, because that's what it is, right? Um, all right, so what's going on here? So when are people going to get their benefits? It's saying that it's all part of a campaign against poor people. It's a campaign against democratic states. And the whole point of the administration is to harm the weakest, right? That's it. So I see that it's essentially a form of trolling, like very sociopathic trolling, because they are um, they are just exploiting this to create havoc again, crush government, local, state, and federal, right? And harm people as a result. And so then I see this that there's a judge slaps the administration and releases this by Tuesday, the latest. Is that right? So are people going to receive? Yeah, okay. So are people going to receive SNAP benefits? It tells me 14th. 14th, what day is today? Is the 10th. That would be Wednesday, is that right? So this is like how this is. So what is going on here? What? And to be honest with you guys, to me it is so confusing. Let me just hold on 1 second. So I went here to get just confirm from different sources the information. So this is from the New York Times. Let me show you just the headline here. Trump administration demands states undo work to send full food stamps. Some of the 42 million people enrolled in SNAP began to receive their full benefits on Friday after a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to fully fund the program this month amid the shutdown. States like New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin raced to release the aid to residents, some of whom had been without nutrition assistance for days. Soon after, though, the Supreme Court temporarily paused the judge's order so that an appeals court could further review it, leaving the entire program in legal limbo. The review remains underway, and the outcome could determine whether the government must tap its ample reserves, totaling into the tens of billions of dollars, to preserve full SNAP benefits this month. So, so, um, so that's where we are now. I think with this for further clarity here, the question is, what is going to happen with the review that is going on with the appeals court? So will people then receive full benefits, this SNAP benefits this month? Because so again, that's what the Supreme Court did. So let's see, will people receive full SNAP benefits this month? Say yes. It's like, that's right. So, you're correct, Rosie, by Wednesday. By Tuesday, they will have an answer and they will have to do that as soon as possible Wednesday, it's saying. So, yes, they will be funded by this month. But what about, because guys, then it creates this really crazy situation between the states where, like, we're not going to reimburse you if you went ahead and did it. And it's just such a cruel. So what's going to happen with Trump's efforts here to then harm the states that already paid, because again, they did it because the court said to do it. So but then again, the Trump went to the Supreme Court. This is how creepy it is. So okay, so are they gonna, okay, here it is. Okay, women out. What's interesting here, women are upset. They still get, okay, here is, this is a health, okay, actually, change organizations, also agriculture, Department of Agriculture, okay, yes. So that's right. Here's the baby, like, it's the children need this, right? A new beginning, gift, love. Okay, so they will receive, it's saying they will receive, it's just, this is how they are. It's like, that's their bigger goal, is to tire us. But this is actually very hopeful that I got here, saying, Rosie, every time they do this, they're losing seats left and right, because people that go without food don't forget it. Okay, they don't forget it. They know what happens. So, and I see that guy, what's his name? Vought, Russell Vought, 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 Vought. He's like, oh, yes, people are going to suffer. That's what they have to understand. That when you go against our government, you lose everything, everything. But this is the thing. But then it tells me, Rosie, we know that the large majority of people, I think it's something like 82% of the people who receive food benefits are in red states. So they are harming their own voters. And they're so contemptuous of all people, not just Democrats, that, like, they don't have, it's saying they don't have the foresight, they don't care ultimately. So, and so they are going to pay for it politically. Okay, so that's right. It's saying that people will receive this benefits soon enough. Okay, so soon enough, I think probably by midweek of this week, coming week. Okay, this will be resolved. I think this whole thing. All right. Okay. And let's just ask this question, as I mentioned this before I go. How is this going to impact the political, how do you say it, outcomes for the Trump administration and the GOP? Family room, private. I just got this one. Change. Privately, things change. Community, interesting. This card is like exactly groups of people. Interesting. It is interesting because it's right, private, like it has changed privately, at least already. Some of the people that voted for them are not going to vote again for them. So interesting. Is the cups upside down. The devil, that's it, exposed. That's it. They're upset because the truth, the devil's game has been exposed. A heartbreak. That's right. A heartbreak. That's right. That's right. Exactly. Exactly. Right. We have private change among the communities. This is apathy, kind of like exhaustion, emotional exhaustion, exposing the game, and heartbreak. So yeah, it's gonna be bad for them, yes. Man, there's a man here. Anger. People are angry, right? This is gamble. This is a card that is called loss, but to me, it's more like you gambled on stupid things and you lost, right? For what? People's lives are at stake. So that's right. It's gonna take a decade or decades to restore. Okay. Now, yeah, I was just thinking of elections, are they gonna be able to manipulate? Let's just, because it's how my brain is, right? So will the GOP and Trump be able to manipulate elections in a way that will allow them to again win, even though they're not popular, even though the results of November 4th show them. Would they be able to manipulate elections still? No, because it will be too obvious. It will be too obvious. And I see that Elon Musk is not going to be around as much or anymore. I don't know what. So, something is recognized. Well, the older man or the old party, right? Interesting. Now, this is the stars or could be network like a Starlink. Okay, people, okay, happy families. Forcing them, this is leaving something behind, but upside down, forcing them to leave this behind in the beginning. So that's right. No, let's see. Okay, here it is. Unexpected surprise. That's right. Staying in, not vote. Okay. So that priest. No, I wonder, this card is usually, it has to do with behind the scenes power, like a mentorship and such. But in this case, it could be the religious right. So the religious right, because it is such a big part of the like of the base and their policies, that here is a person in bed. They have to stay in bed. They have to pause, right? The religious right has to go. So let's hope, right? I think it's, no, it feels good. It feels like we're going in that direction. So, all right. Okay. So thank you for watching, and I'm going to go to the next subject.